All right, looks like we are live. Just gonna share this out and then wait for a few more people to come on in. Delvin, hello. How's it going? 5:46 p.m. sunset, I see. Raymond, welcome. Raymond, yes. What was very interesting was the last time a tornado warning happened in the area I live in. I had a lot of people text me and be like, I see a tornado warning came up. I'm confused. What does that mean? But it doesn't happen here that often, so that's probably why not a lot of people take it seriously versus Oklahoma, something like that. Tornado warning comes up. Yeah, you are trained and you're accustomed to that. Well, hello everybody. Meteorologist Andrew Pinheiro here. So Delvin, Raymond, how have you two been? All right, I have the social medias going out. There they go. I see my warning post has been working. Winter weather advisories have been extended into the area. And Delvin, yes, I totally agree. It is a nice lull. Raymond, I actually didn't. A tornado warning delay. That's quite interesting. Let me also send this out to a few people that I know wanted to know what's going on tomorrow. One second. Wow, I just saw the thumbnail that YouTube chose. Interesting on that one. One more. Hold on. So many posts. One more second. Okay. Let's take a look here. Oh, interesting. A glitch caused a 6-minute delay. Well, we all know mobile homes, manufactured homes, they're magnets for tornadoes, right? Okay. Let's dive right in now. I'm going to switch on over. Okay, there we go. Everything's looking good. Stream bitrate is holding steady. CPU's looking good. Computer upgrades are working perfectly. Knock on wood. Wood. All right, so taking a look here, originally the winter weather advisories were limited to the areas where the winter storm warnings are in the pink there. I believe, and this is also something that we're going to take a look at, the cold and the snow are lining up a little bit more right now. So that's why the National Weather Service upped the forecasted snow total to this area here, 3 to 5 inches. And in the winter storm warning, let's take a look at what the warning actually says. 4 to 7 inches. So they definitely upped that. Winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. And for the winter weather advisory, so this is a little interesting. So the winter weather advisory, I guess it depends on exactly where. Westchester. So this looks like all east of the Hudson River. Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn. But say in Rockland County here on the west side, let me click on here, 2 to 4 inches is what it's saying here. But then if you read the actual text, they're saying new sleet or snow and sleet accumulations of 3 to 5 inches. And Raymond, that is true. I think a lot of these mobile homes should have some sort of reinforced room design, almost like a car cell to protect in the event of a tornado. That might work. Okay, so these are upped. We also have the wind advisories. Because once you get more east, like Long Island, the Jersey Shore, that's going to be on the warm side of the front here. So that's mostly a rain event. And the weather story, I do like that the National Weather Service puts this out. And they give a little breakdown here. So yeah, here's the winter weather advisories and the winter storm warnings in the pink, and then the winter weather advisories in that kind of bluish purple. And then the wind advisories for those strong winds, which everybody is going to be experiencing strong winds. That's really just the eastern shore of Connecticut shoreline, Long Island, and the Jersey Shore. And then here, Orange County, winter storm warning, 4 to 7. Remainder of the lower Hudson Valley, northeast New Jersey, near end portions here, 1 to 4 inches. Snow rates of up to an inch an hour in Orange County and a half to 3/4 of an inch in the advisory areas. That's still, so up to 1 inch per hour and 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, or 3/4 inch per hour, to me sound almost the same thing. Or does it sound like the same thing? Albany also up. I see the 4 to 8. Yeah, so it looks like from a few days ago, which this was looking mostly like a rain event, this has recently been upped a little bit more. Why don't we have blizzard warnings? I don't think the winds are going to be strong enough because the gusts are up to 45, but I don't think the sustained is strong enough. Let's just take a look at that real quick here. Weather.gov/glossary. There it is. So blizzard. Sustained or frequent wind gusts, 35 miles an hour or greater. Winter blizzard warning with sustained 35 mile per hour winds or higher. So I think that's the key, is it's not going to be sustained winds. We're going to have gusts getting up to 35, 45, or even 50 miles per hour, but it's not going to be prolonged, sustained. So that may be why. And let's take a look at the times. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the winter storm warning areas. Winter weather advisories are 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. The wind advisory is 11 a.m. Saturday to midnight, Saturday into Sunday. Which, by the way, we changed the clocks this weekend. And Raymond, I do believe that has to be reworked a little bit, which is in the process, because I know that's why they changed it from the F scale to the EF scale, so it took into account some different factors, but maybe. This is interesting. So this is the final briefing unless there are significant changes to the forecast. When was this issued? 4:37 p.m. today. Intensifying and quick-moving storm late tonight into Saturday. No, winter is not over yet. We may be in meteorological spring as of March 1st, but we are not actually in spring just yet. Winter still has maybe this one more blast. Okay, so that's what the National Weather Service is putting out. Now let's take a look at a couple things here. That's the glossary. So here at the good old SPC, refresh there. So there's a lot of dynamics happening in the atmosphere right now. And this here, this line, that is what's going to be coming through our area. It's pretty narrow, but it's pretty intense. And because of the different pieces of this overall system are dynamic and changing, that is probably what caused, and look at this, an enhanced risk right down in here in Florida. Yeah, Raymond, we probably have to rethink the PDS stuff. Okay. National Hurricane Center, quick brief. There's nothing there. I always keep the tabs open, but let's take a look at the bigger radar here. And let me put this into motion. So clear right now, or at least not clear, but dry right now. And if we take a look at the satellite here, not clear. So this is the nighttime microphysics. This here showing the cloud cover on its way in. There are still some breaks as this is moving up. Let me just refresh this to make sure. There we go. Also, I thought this was interesting on this particular loop. Lots of these little streaks. I'm wondering if these streaks are actually airplanes going through the clouds, because it kind of looks like that. So if I stop this here, what? I have no idea what just happened. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's the speed. All right, so there's the slider. So like this one particular streak right here, we're seeing it curve into here and then turn north. But then the next frame, we see it go this way and keep going, but it's not ahead. I think these are all contrails. I haven't really looked at that on this nighttime microphysics before, but I think those are all contrails through the area. Seeing it a little bit there. And not really seeing it on the shortwave. Yeah, you can kind of see it on this. I think that's airplanes. Tell me what you guys think. All right, so now that's kind of what's going on right now. The clouds are out there. The cold is in place. It's 39 for me right now. What's the temperature by you guys? And this is something I was actually talking with somebody today about why it's going to be such a bad snowstorm if the temperature is not going to go below freezing. Because they were looking at the temperature graph on the weather app, and it was just showing the temperature staying at or above freezing. And I had explained to them, snowstorms happen above freezing. So it could be 39 degrees outside, and it's going to be snowing. But the issue is later in the day tomorrow, the temperature, once that front makes its way through, with the potential for some maybe thunder snow, the temperature is going to be dropping like an icicle. All right, so now let's start taking a dive into the forecast models. So the meat and potatoes here. So I got the GFS up on the good old tropical tidbits here. And let's just advance through this. Let's go back. Oh, this is definitely the wrong. There we go. March 11th. So let's advance through here. at the moment. So this is 0Z Saturday, so 8 p.m., so about 2 hours ago. Exactly what it is. So the initialization is good. Now here, this is showing between, this looks like 1 a.m. and 7 a.m. because we're still in standard time for the moment. That's when this is going to start. And for most of the New York City area, it's going to start as rain. But Raymond, for you, going up into Albany, this looks like it could be an all snow event. Boston, so Delvin, this is actually still going to start very similar because this angle that the storm is at means New York City and Boston are just about in the same time frame. Boston is after 1 a.m. Yeah, so it looks like sometime between 1 a.m. and 7 a.m., that's when it's going to be starting towards the next day. Yep. Now here, 18Z, which is 1 p.m. Saturday. Number one, very intense precipitation. We have the dark blues here. Heavy snow through the New York City area, North New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, even Albany still, Connecticut. But then we have that freezing line that's setting up right along the Jersey Shore and going up into central Massachusetts. And still at this time, it's kind of still just showing heavy rain for the Boston area. Then, as that makes its way through, that pressure gradient really cranks up. So this is the strong winds behind the front that we're going to be seeing. And this is 7 p.m. on Saturday, tomorrow. And that means it's going to be a biting cold afternoon and evening. And this is where if you have anything outside, maybe you started bringing some stuff out because it hasn't been too bad of a day today or yesterday. You definitely want to bring that back in. And then going into the overnight Saturday into Sunday with the time change. So then Sunday here, 12Z becomes 8 a.m. because we're in daylight saving time. It's still very windy. There still could be some, looks like little lake effect flurries going on throughout the Finger Lakes here. But it looks like at least it's going to be a drier day until we go into the overnight hours, Sunday to Monday. It looked like there may be a little bit of flurry action happening there. And Raymond, yes, definitely concerned about power outages. For me, particularly the apartment that I'm in right now, the power lines are all underground, which is good. But my house, where my studio is, that the power lines are all exposed, and I know for sure that the power lines are sensitive there, even just for regular 20, 30 mile per hour winds. So this could probably cause some power outages. And then going through Monday. Monday itself doesn't look like too bad of a day. Maybe a little flurry once you get more west into Pennsylvania, the Finger Lakes there, but for the tri-state region, not really too much. So that is the GFS. Now let's take a look at the European. So the initialization was pretty good. And then going into, this is 7 a.m. What is the snow ratio going to be? We'll talk about that once we get to the snow part. So here on the European, by 7 a.m., rain to start off for most of the area. And we see there that freezing line. It's a very thin freezing line. I advance one frame. It's a quick moving storm. But that dark blue there, heavy snow. So that the southern lower Hudson Valley, the southern parts of the lower Hudson Valley can be on the outskirts of some of that intense snow rate by the end of the storm, maybe not the whole thing. And New York City can see some intense snow by the end there. And then still this time it's showing Boston. It's really just rain. No snow turnover until we get into Saturday night. So this is 7 p.m. Saturday, and it already changed over. But this is where it's a quick moving storm, and this actually has changed timing-wise from Tuesday or Wednesday when I was looking at this. So this is actually looking like it's going to be a delayed storm compared to the couple days ago. That's why it's going to be more challenging. Because in the afternoon and evening when people may be out, that's when it's going to be the worst. Yeah, that actually would be a good, that would be a good case study for anybody in college looking for a college thesis. Okay. Oh, it looks like I lost a couple there of tabs I had open before. Anyway, now we're back to Tropical Tidbits here, and we're going to look at the icon. So initialization was also pretty well. So all of these models are in pretty good agreement. Starting out as rain, quickly turning over from rain to, I would say, sleet at this point, because the icon forecast model here doesn't have sleet. It's just rain or snow. So this is probably all some type of frozen precipitation that's not snow. And then right here, we're going into that 1 p.m. time frame on Saturday. That is the really heavy snow coming through the Hudson Valley there in the New York City area. And a heavy rain. This is, I would still say, is going to be heavy rain going through Massachusetts, nearing Boston. Now, Raymond, I was talking about some friends in college that may be going for a PhD. And then the pressure gradient really cranks up on the backside of this. And it's out pretty quickly. By Saturday night, it's done. Some lingering, maybe wraparound snow flurries, lake effect snow flurries. The pressure gradient stays up there pretty much until Monday, and then it starts to get a little bit better. Now, the one thing I do want to take a look at, I didn't see before, I don't know if this is at the point, and it doesn't do the skew T. But this does. So let's see, right in here. We have any cape? We do not. Let's go back a frame. Do we have any cape here? We do not. On the back side of this, any cape? We do not there. We do not there. I don't know what D cape is. I'm not sure what that is, but that's showing a little bit there. And then the last one I'll take a look at here before we get into the snow part of this is the NAM. And the NAM's going to be a little different again because this is simulated radar. So this is showing slower. So here is 1 a.m. Interestingly, there's a little piece out here getting into Boston, starting with some showers, while there's a gap between that and the main storm. Then we have the periods of rain, maybe heavy rain at times throughout the morning. Then really by noon here. So this is 11 a.m. That's the switchover, where we're starting to see the frozen precipitation move through the area and the heavy snow. And then that lasts through until, so that's 7, 8, maybe 6 to 8 p.m. We're still seeing the snow in the tri-state region. And then by the later part of the day, that's when Boston, you'll be seeing the heavier rain. And then the changeover there, this is not happening until about 5 p.m. I don't know what got those forecast models wrong. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay. I actually haven't looked to see what got the forecast models wrong. But that's where I'm hesitant to say we're going to have a big snow event for this, because even though all of the forecast models are showing we're going to have an intense storm, it's not going to be a big snow total. Again, the highest snow total we're seeing here is maybe 7, 8 inches, which in the Northeast, a 7, 8-inch snowstorm is kind of like a medium storm, I guess you could say. The biggest thing is the timing for this storm and the intensity. A short but intense storm. Okay, now let's start taking a look at the snow totals, and we'll see if we can talk a little bit about the snow ratios. So going through here, the GFS, by the end of this system, right in here, in the Hudson Valley, we're seeing those peaks. It almost looks like not a mesoscale, but a microscale climate kind of event. And there's the 6-inch mark. So some areas, this is saying could see over 6 inches. Now, I know for a fact, 2 days ago, the GFS showed barely anything for this area. And now it's showing 6-inch snow totals for Rockland. And in Sussex County here, almost 6 inches. And then Orange, 6+ inches there. Going up to Albany, a little over, that's this lighter pink. And then up here, don't know where in New York, what area of New York that is, but that's showing a 10. So that is the GFS. Let me see if I get any. That's still just the soundings. I know a lot of people were talking about the thunder snow. It's probably a small chance, because I can't completely rule out the chance of thunder snow, but I don't think it's a very high chance. So that is the GFS here. And I don't know where to get the forecasted snow ratio. I am in the total positive snow depth change. Let's switch this to this total snowfall 10 to 1. So assuming the 10 to 1, it's a little bit higher. So my guess is the snow ratio is going to be a little bit less than 10 to 1, because our snow totals and the total positive snow depth change map were less. So more realistically, we're probably going to see maybe an 8 to 1 kind of ratio, because again, when this is really happening, and just going back to the sheer sharp front line here, we could be seeing maybe upper 30s here, and then 50 miles west, maybe in the 20s. So that's probably going to cause a little bit of an issue with the forecast models there and the snow ratio. because it's such a sharp gradient. Yep. By next Thursday, we're going to be in the 60s. This is spring. We are in the roller coaster transition time. So going back to here. So this is, let me change this because I don't think the snow ratio is going to be 10-1. So let me go back to this total positive snow depth change. And we can see here it went down a little bit. So this may be on the higher end. I would probably say 3 to 6 for this area instead of just 6. And then let's switch now to the icon. I am excited for the 60s. Although I do love snow, I do prefer not to be having a heavy winter jacket. Okay. What are we in here? So this is true snow ratio. Oh, wrong. So this one, the model run here, the 0Z for the 12th, because we're actually technically, according to Zulu time, we're in the 12th right now. Let me switch this back here. And here we go. Okay, icon. More reasonable. This is showing 2 to 4 inches in the tri-state region. And this is really where we're going to see, because of the winds, I think the east side of the Hudson and west side of the Hudson are going to have quite a significant snow total difference. I think it was a bit of a delay I was seeing. So the icon had next to nothing because it was running the 0Z model, which only the first 6 frames came out. So when I clicked it all the way over, it was only showing the 6 hours from now. So that's the icon there. Let's take a look at the NAM. The NAM is actually a little higher here, which is slightly concerning because the NAM can have a better grip on this sometimes. Because it's a mesoscale forecast model, it can see those intricacies in the smaller scale than the GFS or the Euro. I think I've asked this on previous streams, but do either of you know the icon, what the grid size was? Is it 100 kilometers? Is it? I don't think it's as small as 12 kilometer or 3 kilometer. You guys know what the icon was? Yeah, so the NAM is showing up to 8 inches. So the fact that these extremes in the different forecasts, the highest and the lowest forecasting, is not that big of a difference. The lowest looked like the icon at 4 inches. The highest, the NAM, at 8. So 4 to 8 for the high end is fairly reasonable. And Delvin, so you're not sure. We could probably look that up for the next stream there. So that's the icon, the NAM. Yes, Raymond, the NAM can be overdone, especially with the severe thunderstorm events. But for some reason, the NAM seems to be a little bit better with winter than some of those severe thunderstorms. Delvin, thank you. It's 13 kilometers. So the icon can still see some of those smaller scale things. So that's very equivalent to the NAM, the 12 kilometer NAM versus the 13 kilometer icon. And I also want to see smaller scale here, That's the detail I was looking for. The 3-kilometer NAM. Look at all that extra detail we're seeing there. This is showing that little streakiness where we're seeing. This is probably where we're going to see a lot of banding. Heavy snow band, then lighter, heavy snow band, lighter. And that's where the wind gusts are probably going to come from as well. So there's a streak going up to 8 inches, going through, kind of splitting through Orange and Rockland County here, going into Jersey and Bergen County there. And then it almost looks like a mine vein. That's a mess, yes. But this is probably what's, maybe not the totals itself, but this is probably what the pattern we're going to see. A streak of heavy snow, then not much next to it. All that streakiness is probably what we're going to be seeing. But this is going to be very interesting where the lower Hudson Valley may be in a prime spot position-wise to the low pressure center. And then the last one I want to bring up here is the pivotal weather. So let's switch this to winter weather. And this one, because I didn't pay for the premium membership, this is specifically assuming a 10-to-1 ratio. Raymond, are you talking about the euro or are you talking about the NAM here? But I wish there's other ratios, snowfall depth, positive snow, total snowfall depth change. This is the one I would want, but available on Pivotal Weather Plus. I'll probably have to look at Pivotal Weather Plus one time to see what the price is, because I actually don't know how much it is. It might be worth it to get Pivotal Weather Plus. Everything's plus now, because this is what I would really want. Total positive snow depth change. That's the one I'm looking for. But at least for now, we'll do total snowfall 10-to-1 ratio. And assuming the 10-to-1 ratio here, by the end of it, it's staying kind of right around 4 to 5 inches there. So maybe the euro is changing the temperatures a little bit, because when we did the 10-to-1 ratio on the GFS, it was higher than this. Yes, the Green Mountains get 9 to 12 inches on the NAM. Yep. Yeah, because that's probably very elevation driven. Okay. I wanted to keep this right around 45 minutes, and we're coming up to that. So let's start wrapping on up. Okay. So, Delvin, Raymond, thank you for joining. Anybody else that was watching but didn't comment, thank you all for watching. We are in for definitely a messy day tomorrow. So my recommendations, it may be too late now, but tomorrow morning, while it's at least still just rain, if you're low on supply, like shopping and groceries, I'd probably head out early into the morning. Hopefully all the grocery stores are not empty by then. But if you need anything, you should stock up either now or just early in the morning. Make sure you have generators ready, because with these strong winds and intense snow and sleet, we are probably going to be looking at some power outages. So definitely be prepared for that. And in terms of travel, if you can stay home, stay home. Cancel plans. This is the day I will say cancel your plans. And anybody that might be traveling throughout the tri-state region for work, you definitely want to take it slow and give yourself a lot of extra time to get to where you're going. And if you really just don't feel safe going, just call out. Also, one final note is tomorrow is not a day for going retail shopping. And if you're going to any technology stores, I would say do not go to those technology stores. Grocery stores only, and then go home. Personal plug. So overall, I am forecasting here in the tri-state region, it's going to be very tricky, specifically when we look at the 3-kilometer NAM because of all of the streakiness. I'm going to give it a wide range. I'm going to say 3 to 8 inches of snow. I don't think in our area here in the tri-state, we're going to see over 8 inches. It could get up to that because of all this banding. Going more north, Albany by you, I'd probably say the same thing. 3 to 8 inches. I'm widening the range a little bit. Boston, because, Delvin, you're going to be in mostly the rain side of this before any of the cold comes. And when the cold does come, the system's pretty much over. You're only going to get maybe a trace to 2 inches of snow. And that's why here on the NAM, it's not even showing some areas with any snow. But the winds are going to be very strong. We're probably going to be seeing up to those 45 mile per hour winds. In some areas, 50 mile per hour winds, which is definitely tropical storm force winds. So if you have anything out, bring it inside, tie it down, strap it down. Just make sure it doesn't blow away because that will definitely cause issues in the road with flying debris. And that may lead to further issues if there's power lines down and emergency crews have to get out and they can't because there's a lawn chair in the way. All right, so that wraps up this stream. Thank you both for joining and commenting. It was a pleasure as always. I'm going to actually see, this was fun for the Friday night live stream. I'm actually going to see, maybe I'll turn the weekend outlook forecast into just a Friday night live stream from now on. Might work out a little bit better. We shall see to get a little bit more regular. And then Games and Storms is still, it works. I just got to get the time to do it. And then I have a couple other videos coming out specifically on the Tesla. And this is going to be relevant right now with the high gas prices. The cost of fueling the WRX that I had versus the cost of fueling the Tesla. And I actually was talking with a bunch of people today and yesterday about, is that justification to buy an electric car is the cost of gas right now? And I would say no. Just based on gas price alone, that is not justification to go buy an electric car because they are much more expensive up front. In the long run, they're probably cheaper. Actually, no, not probably. They are cheaper. Over the course of a decade lifespan of an electric vehicle, it's cheaper than a gas car. Less maintenance, cheaper electric, cheaper fueling. But we'll talk more about that in that video of all of the fueling costs that I calculated. All right, so stay safe, everybody, tomorrow. It's going to be quite a rough ride, but stay indoors if you can. Don't go out shopping unless you need some groceries early in the morning, then just hunker down. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Again, stay safe. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. I'll see you all in the next video.